Hello, my friend. Jacob is here once again. I'm so happy that you press play just like every week. A lot of new people here. Welcome to the show. Oh, we got some wonderful breadcrumbs to follow. Something that I do on the channel. Little things pop up here and there, and I'm like, oh! And something within me says, you should pay attention to that. And I follow it. And then I find something else, and I follow that. And next thing you know, there's this like mosaic of all these breadcrumbs all over the place, and they all fit together so perfectly with like a million emails that you all sent me about Apophis. Yeah, that's right. That's the spooky monster asteroid Apophis, the god of chaos, which is, they said has a 100,000 chance of hitting us in like 2029. They said that a while ago. They've changed the estimations, but a lot of people are concerned because it's coming around again. It's coming around, right? March 6th, it'll be its closest to the Earth that it's been. And a lot of people are saying, whoa, there's a connection there. There's a connection there. I got so many emails from people sending, Jacob, did you know that it's exactly 1,260 days from the September 23rd sign? New to the channel, you don't know what the sign is, I got a video, I got a bunch of videos on it, been talking about it since like 2016. It was this sign that appeared above Jerusalem. The Revelation 12 sign, Virgo, would be the maid that was crowned with the stars, had the sun shining at her back, the moon at her feet, just so happened to have Jupiter bouncing around in her womb for like 9 months. And on September 23rd, Jupiter was birthed out of the constellation Virgo. So we saw this thing, and now everybody calls it the Revelation 12 sign because people said that this was an important day. A lot of people said it would be a scary day, a day when bad things were going to happen. This guy over here, said that it was going to be the start of something great, that it was going to be the beginning of something, that we were going to become pregnant with the possibility of more. 1,260 days from, that time to, yeah, sure. It's significant, but not the way you think. There are so many little things that are connected to this. This show, which I didn't expect to do, is going to, it may melt your mind. It may melt your mind a little bit, but it's going to really encourage you. I mean, all of you, you're going to walk away fired up because this isn't going to be one of those videos we're going to be all scared, oh, the world is going to blow up. No, yeah, it's going to get bad, sure. There's going to be chaos in the land. That's why we see the god of chaos, Apophis, coming. We see chaos all over the place, right? We're going to talk about WandaVision. Chaos magic, right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a lot of things today, people. Hope you buckled up. Welcome back to the show. So, in Scripture, there is this period of time, times and a half a time, 3.5 years, 1,260 days. There's also another mention of 1,290 days. There's also another mention in the book of Daniel, 1,335 days. Why is this significant? And what does this have to do with all of this, right? What am I talking about, huh? They named this gigantic asteroid Apophis because It's the god of chaos, and it's supposed to bring a bunch of chaos, and they thought that it was a possibility it could hit the earth. It's the size of the Eiffel Tower. Wouldn't be so good, right? And if it happens, what are you gonna do? Might be funny if it hit like, if it like hit right in Las Vegas, as long as everybody was gone and it took out that pyramid. That'd be funny. That'd be like a sign. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think that the moral of this story is a very spiritual one, and it's very significant. And I do find it strange that we have this god of chaos asteroid coming closest to the Earth at a time when there's also a movie being released. Now, is this a coincidence? Is this a coincidence? Starring the kid from Spider-Man, Tom something. He's got a movie coming out. It's this weekend, right? Which is March 5th and 6th when Apophis come. Chaos Walking. What are the odds? Right? It's everybody can hear everybody's thoughts. This movie. So you have Chaos Walking coming out at the same time that the god of chaos asteroid is come. Chaos, right? Not just that. If you watch Disney Plus, if you're still subscribed to them, they got this show called WandaVision. It's about a witch, right? The Scarlet Witch. WandaVision, which is a very popular show right now. Guess what last week's episode introduced? Chaos magic. So on Friday, same time this is all going down, they're gonna be talking about chaos magic. Chaos magic, god of chaos, chaos. And that's the way the world is gonna get. To those that don't have faith, to those that don't know the truth. But we're not like those who are overcome as a thief in the night. No. We're not like those that are asleep. We're not like those maids that forgot to get the oil for their lamps. I have a video on the virgins. You should watch it to break down everything. I got a whole spiritual playlist, a whole biblical playlist. If you want, go into it, check them out. Because you should wake up to this. Because this day, it has a lot to do with the virgins as well. They're going to be the fools and the wise, right? And wisdom, we know according to Scripture, is the tree of life. Now, I'm saying all this because this is important. We have to talk a little bit about the god of chaos here. We got to talk about Apophis. With Apophis, right? So he was once, like they say, the god of the sun, but then Ra came along, the sun god, right? And he took over. And Apophis is so angry, right? And they compare him to a snake, a great dragon, a great snake who swallows the sun, right? Is always chasing Ra as Ra goes with the chariot, his sun chariot, which is really just a picture of the sun and then the moon, right? Is always the darkness is trying to swallow the day. Apophis, the god of chaos, wants Ra out of the picture. We get the picture. What do we have? We have the two men. We got the two men again. We got the darkness. We got the light. We got the lies. We got the truth. We got the snake, the liar, and we got Christ. It's interesting. Because people put their faith in all sorts of goofy things, right? They put their faith in idolatry. That's right, a bunch of lies. Speaking of idolatry, hey, do you know what CPAC? Everybody sent me the pictures of the statue of Trump. He was a goofy statue, but he had a little wand. It's magic. Little wand. I don't know if anybody noticed that. That's why I put him on the thumbnail. Little wand, right? Chaos magic. All of this stuff playing out in the world. But they compared Trump, that idol, all over the news to Baal. You want to know what Baal is? Okay, so when Israel was set free from Egypt, because we're coming out of, that story, there's nothing new under the sun. It's our story too. We're being set free from Egypt. We're being set free, right? We're realizing that if we serve God, that we're going to be okay. That the system, we don't need to rely on the system anymore. We rely on God now, right? We don't need to be scared like Jacob was scared. So worried about his brother going to destroy him. So worried about the beast system destroying him. He broke up into 2 camps. He kept the job on YouTube. He kept the job in the real world. Just in case, one goes, he got the other as backup. But Jacob realized when he came to that site where he erected a monolith, he remembered that God had promised him, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. He was so scared. I've been so scared. I was looking at the world. I always come on here with a brave face, but I was so nervous about what's to come. It's going to be so terrible, right? But not for me and not for those serving God. That's the message of today's show. That's what's found in the book of Daniel. That's what's found in the book of Revelation. But people forget to tell you all that. They want everybody so scared, so petrified. You got monoliths popping up everywhere. Monoliths, right? Monoliths popping up at the same time as all of this change that's coming upon the land. I don't think it's a strange coincidence at all. One just popped up, I think, in the Congo a little while ago. They burnt it down. They were like, it's a witch. They were so scared of it. But once again, that monolith that Jacob erected, this is the place where God spoke to Jacob. This is where Jacob gave his life to God, and he said, I'm going to serve you as long as you take care of my family. I'm going to serve you as long as you make sure that we're okay. Just a little more than we need. I prayed that too. I did. So selfish. We got the monoliths popping up everywhere. Now we got the golden Baal. They're calling the golden Baal. Don't forget, they moved the Arch of Baal all over the world. They moved it from one place to another place to another place. It was like they were trying to get ready for this new world order, right? This beast system where it's taking control because it knows that its time is short. And how does it know its time is short? Because the signs are everywhere. You can't miss them. Israel was in the wilderness now. What are we going to do now? I can't go bowling. What are we going to do now? I can't go to the gym the way. Although a lot of places are opening up again. But everybody's like, what are we going to do? They missed the flesh pots of Egypt. We missed the old days. We missed the old days, right? Not a lot of people, though, realizing what a blessing this is. Spending more time with your family, spending more time with the Lord, right? It's a blessing. So when they were set free, much like us, right? They didn't go to the mountain like Jacob was saying on the show. You better go to God. You better pray. No, they're like, why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us? We'll come by every week. We'll subscribe. We'll check the bell. Why don't you just tell us? It's what Israel did. They told Moses, you go to the mountain. And then they got a little impatient. And then while Moses was up there, they thought, oh, he's not coming back. They're like, why don't you give us a God? And Aaron, his brother, he took all their gold and their jewels, all the things that they put their faith in, and he melted it down and he built this golden calf, right? It's ironic because that day's over. How do I know this? Because at the same time that I was doing a show about these two heavenly bodies going at it, squaring off, Uranus is a planet, and Saturn, Uranus and Saturn squaring, which just happened at the end of February there, where I talked about the old, right, is now giving way to the new. And there's going to be a lot of disruption about that, a lot of chaos, ironically, is going to follow because the old system doesn't want to get doesn't want to give up its control. But ironically, at the same time this happens, guess who passed away? Speaking of Baal and the Golden Bull of Wall Street, the guy who created it, the sculptor, he passed away. Of age, he is no longer with us. And it was a great sculpture, but it's such a great picture of, right? Such a great picture. There's nothing new under the sun. They were worshiping Baal, they were worshiping money, their finance, everything else. And now it looks like today people want to put their faith in, men like Trump or men like Biden or whoever. But I will say that the Trump was sounding, and now we're biding our time. Get it? Biding our time for what's to come. And what's to come is a beautiful thing. And how do I know this? Because Apophis is coming. So as I said years ago, I said this was a time of preparation. Well, if we're going to take it literally, that time of preparation has come to an end. So here we see the struggle of two again. Uranus and Saturn. Firstborn and lastborn. The last shall be first. I've talked about it on the channel, by the way, this symbolism, right? Adam had two sons. Firstborn was Cain. He was a killer. Abel was the shepherd. Firstborn, secondborn. It's a picture of us ignorant in the world, the first ignorant man, the Antichrist ruling, until you understand that. The abomination of desolation, standing in a holy place, declaring himself to be God, telling you to say all sorts of bad words and bad things to people you're supposed to love, and you think it's you? Once that Antichrist is revealed by the brightness of Christ's coming, that word in Greek, erchomai, means to be revealed. It's a revealing of the truth of God, the power and wisdom of God within you. Once you understand, you don't got to listen to those negative thoughts anymore. The devil can be cast out. And that's what's happening. Two men. One's the killer, one's the shepherd. Cain and Abel, right? You have Ishmael, the hunter-killer, and Isaac. Ishmael had to be sent away. You have Esau and Jacob. Killer, hunter, shepherd. You have the first and the last, right? The first and the last. Two men, two planets, Saturn and Uranus. Two. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, so what happens is the elder, the firstborn, the old wine is going to serve the new wine. It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, this is what's weird, right? So as we see all of this playing out in the world, we also see in the music industry. Now, I like this band. It's called Daft Punk. I don't know if you know it. It's like a Parisian band, right? They have that really cool music, that like, very, very cool music. I think they're genius. I've been a fan of Daft Punk for a long time. I listen to them when I work out, listen to them when I write. Love the movie Tron Legacy. Daft Punk, the whole way through. It's like just it's a masterpiece. They broke up. Daft Punk broke up. But you see, they're two. One of them's got like a silver helmet. One of them's got a gold helmet. And they released this video which went viral. It's called Epilogue. And you see the two of them walking. And they're walking together in unison, the two of them, a double-minded man. And then at one point, one of them stops while the other one moves forward. So the gold moves on while the silver stands behind. And then the gold turns around, comes back, and they meet each other. And then the silver turns around, and then he presses like a countdown on the silver, and then the silver walks away. So these are two characters. So the silver walks away and then blows up. And I'm like, whoa. only did like the coolest group ever just, break up completely, but there was the picture. The two were walking together, and at one point, you gotta move on past the old man. The divine has got to move on. Gold is always symbolic of the divine. That's why I thought it was very cool that it was the gold helmet that kept moving. It was very cool that the gold helmet came back and, set the timer for the destruction of that silver first man. So we see the epic battle playing out. God of chaos, the God of truth. The two of them head to head. Firstborn, secondborn, coming at it, right? Coming to blows, squaring in the heavens. And now here we have the God of chaos coming so close that everybody's freaking out. So much so that like planetary defense systems are going to study this, because there is a possibility, they say, that it could hit us and whatever, And am I worried about it? No. I'm not worried about it. So should you be worried about it? No, because there's nothing you could do about it, right? God doesn't give us the spirit of fear, but peace, power, and a sound mind. And while I do find it interesting that, this day, which happens to do with chaos, right? We have WandaVision, chaos magic. We have the movie Chaos Walking, and then we have the God of chaos, Apophis. At the same time, 1,260 days, I just say that is very, very cool. And why do I say it's very, very cool? And why a lot of people saying, oh, it's so scary? Because I read the rest of the book. There's more to the story. I'm gonna get into all of this a little bit more in my Passover video, which I know you all have been waiting for. But these things keep popping up, and there's an order to there's an order to things. Like I think I know how things are going to go, but God is the one that really orders my steps. I can make preparations, but I'm kind of a goofball by making these preparations. So I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants. Just whatever comes my way. And when I saw, I don't know if it was like the 7th email of people saying, look at this, the times between the two. And I'm like, I know, I've known. I was like, okay, maybe I need to talk about it. But this is the good news, okay? So I'll sum up what's going on. We talked about Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar. We talked about the dreams, right? Right before Trump, when everybody's like, he's going to stay, and a lot of people still saying that he may. I don't know. I don't get a crystal ball. It's not a crystal ball, by the way. It's a paperweight. I have cool things in the background because they're all around the house. I think they're interesting. So don't be trolling me on goofy things. It's goofy to say such goofy things. So Daniel, I did this video about Nebuchadnezzar. The story continues. Here we are now. A little bit later in the chapter. This is chapter 12. Now, he has this vision of the end times. It's, kind of a spooky thing. And if you look at it, it looks kind of scary. That is, if you look at it through the eyes of fear in the world. But it's not that scary when you look at it through the eyes of faith. Because he talks about this end times and the end days and the rulers, the people are going to stand up, and there's going to be this great battle, right? And we know, if you've been on the channel long enough, you know that the greatest battle is always within, right? And whatever's within is going to be without. That's why if you hate other people, you should really question, why do you hate them? Most likely it's something about yourself that you're projecting onto them, and you should probably not give them a hard time, especially if you don't know them, and especially if they're just working at a store trying to help you. Don't be grumpy to them. At that time, Michael, the great prince, the protector of the people, shall arise. Michael, by the way, does battle with the dragon, okay? And once again, we have the symbol, right, of the light and the dark, coming to blows. Like in Revelation, in the book of Revelation, they come to blows. Here in the book of Daniel, same thing. Michael. What's interesting about Michael, by the way, people sometimes ask me about this is a meteorite, by the way. People ask me sometimes about my necklace, and the one that I have, the shorter one. I said it was St. Christopher. For years, I thought it was St. Christopher, because that's what Danielle told me. Turned out just this year, I realized it's actually St. Michael. I'll wear it in my next video, I'll show you. But it's St. Michael, which I found interesting, because here's Michael standing up, and all of a sudden a necklace that I thought that was like St. Christopher turns out it's St. Michael. The whole time St. Michael. I don't know how maybe it was a Mandela effect, I don't know. Or I don't really pay attention to things. Michael, by the way, which is who is like God. It's my middle initial, and my middle name is Michael, by the way, is Jacob Michael Israel. Yeah, Israel's not my real last name in the world. It's it's the name that God gave me, right? God gave me the last name. I didn't. It was like inspiration. So at that time, Michael, the great prince, the protector of the people, shall arise. There shall be a time of anguish, such as never been occurred before. And you could say that we're kind of in a time like that. I don't remember a time like this before. This is like a never before time for me. We could say that we're in that day. But listen to what comes of this. But at that time, your people shall be delivered. But at that time, your people shall be delivered. So bad, terrible things happen, right? Remember I said a little while ago, time of Jacob's trouble. I'm worried it might start, but don't worry, Jacob's saved out of it. It's a good thing. This is the wrestling match that Jacob's in, spiritually that we're all in, that the world is going through right now. And listen to what it says. But at that time your people shall be delivered, everyone who is found written in the book. Many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. A lot of people think that means people are going to be coming out of their graves, like walking dead. Just so you know, man was formed in the dust of the earth. Dust in scripture is lies, it's imagination, it's idolatry. Many of those who are asleep, Jesus said many times, you're asleep, wake up. He called people dead all the time. To be carnally minded is dead. You're dead. You're ignorant. Many of those that are ignorant, that are asleep to the truth in the dust of the earth, the lies of the earth, are going to wake up. It's a good day. You're going to wake up from their nonsense. You can stop hating. You can start to love. Some to everlasting life. Some to shame and contempt. You know, people are going to wake up and they're going to realize that they've done wrong. And people who don't know this are going to continue to act wickedly, as we'll see. Those who are wise, wisdom, it's like a tree of life, shall shine like the brightness of the sky. And those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. Does this sound bad? Sounds pretty good to me. Sounds pretty good to me. But you, Daniel, he says, keep up the words, keep it secret, don't tell anybody. You know, Daniel didn't really know what was going on anyway. He's like, all right, I don't really know. Why don't you tell me? So then Daniel looked up, and then he sees these two people, one on one side of the stream, one on the other. And one of them said to the man clothed in linen who was upstream, by the way, think about that for a second, upstream, right? Bad stuff flows downstream. So of course he's asking the guy upstream for some advice. Hey, what's coming down the river? How long will it be until the end of these wonders? The man clothed in linen who was upstream raised his right hand and his left hand towards heaven. And I heard him swear by the one that lives forever that it would be for a time, a times, and half a time. That's where we get this 1,260 days. That's how long. So that's pretty cool. Because if that's literally what's playing out, that means that there's going to be a great wake-up call. It's about to go herald. It's going to be heralded throughout the earth. Much like when my friend Mary Halsey, who by the way went viral a couple of years ago, my friend, who has been friends with me for years before anybody knew really who I was. On Facebook, loved my stuff, always so encouraged by my novel and my writings. My friend blew the shofar on Ellen. Missy Elliott's funky white sister. You probably saw her. But how crazy is that the shofar was literally sounded just a couple of years ago, right? And that shofar is supposed to sound. So then here I'm like, oh, it's sounding. So we're going to be entering into this time. It's like a wake-up call. And it was my friend that was blowing the... Go check out her YouTube channel, too. She's got I'll try to link it below. For time, times, and half a time, and that when the scattering of the people and the holy people comes to an end. Okay, so in other words, there's been a scattering of God's people. They've been scattered all over the place, and they've been tossed to and fro, but when that comes to an end, all these things will be accomplished. When people wake up, when we come together as one. I heard, but I couldn't understand, so I said, my Lord, what shall be the outcome of these things? I want to point that out for all those prophecy teachers that make everything, oh, it's the new world order, they're going to murder you. You're going to die. You're going to be persecuted. What's the outcome? Daniel asks. Pay attention to this, okay? My Lord, what shall the outcome of these things be? And he said, go your way, Daniel, for the words are to remain a secret, and they're sealed until the time of the end. Here we go. Many shall be purified, cleansed, and refined, but the wicked shall continue to act wickedly. So a lot of you, you're going to be good. You're golden. All the bad people, they're going to get theirs. Shame and contempt. You're going to see a lot of judgment coming out. Things coming out about people. Things coming out by bad people. Many shall be purified, cleansed, and refined, but the wicked, they'll continue to act wickedly. None of the wicked will understand this day, but the wise shall understand it. Do you understand? I think I understand it. You understand it? From the time that the regular burnt offering is taken away, they say from the time that the sacrifice is taken away, and the abomination of desolation that is set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Now we hear a different time frame. But happy are those who persevere and attain 1,335 days. But go your way and rest. You shall rise for your reward at the end of days. Which basically mean you're going to rise up and be rewarded because you're going to be happy. You're going to be happy at the end of all this, how hard everything's been. Happy are those who are going to persevere, and you're going to persevere. I'm going to persevere. We're all going to persevere. Why? Because with God, you can't fail. Not me, said the flea, right? With the Lord, all things are possible. Don't forget that. So, have the best day ever. Please do me a favor. Hey, listen, if you take a moment to leave a comment and you share the channel around, like share this video around, say, hey, you got to watch this video. Do that. Don't just like put a link out there. Say, you got to watch this. If this video helped you and you think there's something to it, put it out there because the God of chaos is coming, right? But those who persevere, they're going to be okay. I love each and every one of you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, Jacob and friends, it's Mary Halsey. I just want to say blessings to you all, and perfect love loves perfectly. Just remember that. Here's the shofar.
Click it.